tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris, Gaiskar, and Anzo.
Fire, peace. 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out.
Serious stuff?
Ooh,
That was
another good one. Another good. I like it.
I like the sound you used at the end of yours, though. Mine doesn't sound like that. I gotta have to go and fucking switch that shit up, like LDG. I told you, not supposed to make anybody else's intro better than mine, bro.
Because he'll let you know.
I think it's a work in progress. That's all. I think it's a work in progress. So
You know what I want to do? I want to get, like, if you see on one of my intros, I have on my logo, and it's like in a metal type of way. That's how I wanted him to put the Khaos logo at the end, like in a metal type of way. So let's see what we can do.
right.
Them logos, those intros, man, are fire.
Facts.
LDG outdone itself when I done it.
Facts.
MC, man, that MC.
For sure.
Had fucking MSK last night. Was like, who did that? LDG. All right, let me text him now. Rob was like, oh shit, that intro is fire. I'm jealous. So yeah, LDG put in work, bro.
Oh yeah, he did. All right, guys, what's going on? It is the awesomely titled, awfully hosted Rule of Three, and you know how it goes. We've got 12 topics on a wheel. We have 3 topics. We're going to pick 3 minutes to talk about it. And before we do that, we're going to do what we always do, which is go around and have everybody introduce themselves. We're going to start right now with Anzo of Biggaford Entertainment. Anzo, tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found.
What's up, people? You know the channel's Biggaford Entertainment. We have the Khaos list, Khaos Conversation, Rule of Three with a side of Tabasco. Later on tonight, we got the OOC and Game Changers after that. So make sure you check it out. Do appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. See you guys. Chris.
Yeah, all right. No, you're good. You're good. Hey. And up next, of course, is Gaiskar of the Basco Scenario. The Basco Scenario. Tell them about yourself and where you can be found.
Well, you can find me on the Basco Scenario, gaming clips, some odd reviews here and there, a random stream. Gonna have more contact on that for sure. You can find me Mondays, 9 p.m., Chaotic Conversations. Tuesdays, 9 p.m., the Khaos List. Wednesdays, 9 p.m., right here for the Rule of Three. 10 p.m., OOC, where it all started for me. And then at 12:30, you can find me on the Game Changers. So yeah, definitely tune into that because every single one I just mentioned, always fire.
Look at that.
Exactly.
Gaiskar was ready for that. He had a finger pointing and everything. He's like, okay, LDG, you want something? Get this.
I'll give you that. And imagine if I was drinking. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Spanglish when I came out.
Tell them about yourself, Danny. Tell them about yourself.
I am Danny, 1/4 member of the Khaos crew. My show's on Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chaotic Conversation. We try to give out good content to all y'all, man. We're seeing that we're putting in the work. We're trying to make things entertaining, trying to get stuff jazzed up. We appreciate everyone that follow us. I just recently did 1,400 subscribers, man. That is an accomplishment to me. I'm trying to get my next goal is 2,000. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get there, but that is my next goal. But I'm ready for the night. Questions were very, very good questions. So I'm ready to get into it with some of these questions.
Danny, let me ask you a question. You got monetized around a year on YouTube, right?
A little longer than a year.
A little younger than a year? Well, I know like some channels I'm watching, they're like it took them 3 years, 2 years. So I think we were on a good pace, man.
Yeah. One trick I pick up, and Chris helped me too, is, and I try to tell everybody that's first starting, create you a playlist, man, and play that shit at night when you're sleeping, on the weekends. That's what helped me get my 4,000 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that counts towards the 4,000 hours. A lot of people, I don't think they know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking of putting a camera on my dog like 24/7. Every time he scratches or lick his balls, it'd be like,
Bro,
somebody.
I'm just telling you,
Someone's gonna like that.
however many videos you got, Gaiskar, create a playlist, man. Just play that over and over and over.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear what you're
My
saying.
wife, she was doing that.
Oh yeah,
every day, sitting at the house watching the same stuff over and over and over. So
she must have been bored of your shit.
She believed in it, bro.
No, I'm not saying she didn't. I'm just saying she must have been bored about. Oh yeah, okay. Here comes the part where he talks about.
She still tell me now. She said, "You want to get more subscribers, you got to play your playlist over." I said, "No, I'm not doing that."
Man, I think your wife and my wife would get along just fine.
Oh yeah, you gotta do this. You gotta do this.
Oh yeah, man.
Hey, Matt,
I wish I
how
could
you
teach
doing?
her how to make the content. I have her do when she sit at the house.
Right.
Like I told her, I'm at 84. She goes, "You were at 84 2 days ago. Why are you not climbing?" And I'm like, well, you got to put out content.
It takes a minute. Listen, the first 100 is always the hardest. I'll make a case in point for you. We were at 100 about 2 months ago. Now we're at 151. We've gained what we had in a year, almost half of that in a couple months. So that's kind of the thing. So, but guys, I am Chris Knight. The Real Review 3000 is my channel, and I got gaming streams. I have got Unmasking the Masked Singer. I've got the Rumble. I've got the weekly wrap up. I have the Gospel According to Chris. I've got all sorts of stuff. Guys, please check it out, and don't forget to sub to Chaos Central. And also follow us on Twitter at Central Chaos on Twitter. That's where you can find us. We've also got Instagram and Facebook. Please check that out. With that said, guys, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, because you know what's funny is I believe I have everything lined up. Oh my God, I did. It's so crazy. It's like, wow, I got my sound shared already and all that. So here we go, guys. Topic 1. Looking forward to it. I see LEG in there. LEG,
now
thank
on stage, Onzo.
That's right. Chassé.
Shake what your mama gave you.
Yeah. For the first time ever in the MCU, we will be getting a full phase in just over a year's time. What are your feelings about this? And do you think it might hurt or help the success of Phase 4?
I'll go first.
Okay, hold on. Let me put this in the chat. Got it there. Let me bring this up, and your time starts now.
I don't think it's going to hurt it one bit. I think MCU has established such a good rapport, such a good showing that whatever they do now, as long as it's just totally not something awful, that whatever they do now and put out, people are going to buy. Kevin Feige knows what he's doing. There is no logical reason why he should try something different, because he was able to do trial and error and get the formula over the 10 years of the first 3 phases. So why reinvent the wheel? I don't think that them doing the first phase in 1 year is going to hurt at all. In fact, I think based on the numbers that I'm seeing, the pandemic is going down. The theaters will start opening up, and I think that if they come out the gate with this Black Panther, the Black Widow, that's going to be fire. I think that the Eternals and Shang-Chi is going to kill it. Especially, I think Shang-Chi is going to kill it over in the Chinese market. So I think that MCU gonna be just fine. Hell, they probably could put 2 phases out in a year. I don't think that they're gonna do that. They're gonna mess it up. I just think that they know what they're doing. People are clamoring to go see something good, because as good as the DCU did with the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, Warner Brothers done got it messed up so bad that there's so much controversy that it kind of lost the momentum that it had, because I don't even hardly ever hear anybody except one or two people talking about the Justice League anymore. When Endgame and Infinity War is out, and we talked about that for weeks, months even. So and now, how long that's been out? A few years now, and we still bring up Endgame and still say that it is the best hour of comic book movie that we've seen. Some of us see. So I don't think that Marvel's going to do anything stupid. They don't have someone leading the show that's trying to do crazy stuff. He knows what works, and I think he's going to stay the course on what's working. I have complete faith in Mr. Feige. I think we're going to see Shang-Chi, Black Widow. I'm going to blank on the third one. Shang-Chi, Black Widow, and the Eternals, and I think they're going to be just fine. Just a couple weeks ago, we saw the whole lineup for the whole next few years, and I was excited about everything except maybe the Miss Marvel thing. So they're going to be just fine. I have no doubt.
All right, very good, very good. Let's see here. Okay, Anzo,
big screen me.
Big screen you. You want to do better, don't you?
No, I just want to be big screen just in case LDG needs to get something good.
Okay, so go right ahead.
All right, so for the first time, I'll say this: I'm happy that we're getting a whole phase in a year. I think it's going to be great. Do I think it's going to affect the MCU or hurt it? Absolutely not. The reason why is because we've been waiting for these MCU movies like Black Widow, Shang-Chi and Eternals, even Thor, Love and Thunder. People are going to rush to go see these movies because they're going to be able to go watch them in the theaters. Now, I know people like to watch the movies at home and stuff like that, and that's fine, but you just can't beat the movie experience. You really can't. So I think they'll do fine. The only issue that I really do have is that I'm not that much excited for the lineup, but again, what Marvel does is they like to take these properties that may be little known and then bring them to light like they did with Guardians of the Galaxy, and Guardians of the Galaxy was a hit. So I don't see why they wouldn't be a hit. It's just as long as they're good movies. And Marvel's track record, they have more good movies than bad movies. So I'm definitely excited for this. I cannot wait for these movies to come out. I'm going to go see everyone first day back in the theaters. I already went to see Spiral in the theater, so going to the theater is not a problem for me. It may take some people a little bit more time to get used to going back to the theaters, but if word of mouth for Black Widow is good, people will flock to that theater, man. Even if they have to go like during the day or go when there's not a lot of people, but people will definitely go see that movie. So I'm excited for it. I don't think it's going to hurt. The only thing I will say is something what Danny said is that Shang-Chi will do good in China. And we're not 100% sure about that yet, because I heard a lot of things about China's not happy with it and it doesn't conform to what their way of life is. So that might be an issue for them. I even think they were trying to ban it. But at the end of the day, that's right, guys. At the end of the day, it's still a Marvel movie. So even if it doesn't do great in China, it'll still do good in America. So it's not going to hurt it one bit. Not one bit.
All right.
Can I make a comment about that?
Sure can.
I think that if it doesn't do well in China, it's not going to meet that $1 billion mark, because that way usually kind of pushes the Marvel movies over the China market. So,
no, I
that's
agree.
not true. Black Panther didn't make $1 billion in China, and it still made over $1 billion.
No. I'm saying their viewership helps it push it over. I didn't say it does it by itself. I'm saying it helps.
No, but Black Panther didn't do any money in China, really. So it made $1 billion in US. So it all depends on the movie. Like a movie can make money. Joker wasn't in the US and in China, still made $1 billion. So that doesn't really matter. It's if the movie is good. I'm just saying that if it does do well in China, it could make $2 billion. Like the Chinese market can have it have $1 billion its own.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
It's
No, I
not
can
going to
see
cripple
that.
it.
Yeah. All right.
I don't see
Uh,
that making $2 billion.
you don't
I could
see?
be wrong.
I don't see it either because it's
I
rare
don't
that
see
movies.
Shang-Chi making $2 billion.
Yeah, I don't see it either
Yeah.
because it's rare that movies make that much, anyways. But if
Mhm.
it does do good in America and then it does do good in China, that's a definite possibility.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, Gaiskar.
Yeah.
3 minutes, and I will share. Do you want to be big screen?
Nah, it's fine. It's up to you, man. You're the host. Whatever you want. So,
We'll go right ahead.
well, I think it's going to do great. A lot of people are hungry to get back to normality. They're hungry to get back in the theaters, and just here right now, right? Just the fact that we know our curfew is going to end on the 28th, and people are getting vaccinated, and people are going to go back to the stadiums to watch sports here. I feel that like I don't know, it's like a huge weight coming off your shoulders, and that's exactly what's going to happen when this phase comes out, because people have been dying for content and things have been put on the back burner because of shooting around COVID and not shooting at all, right? So the fact that we're getting this phase in 1 year is going to be great, because we didn't get that with the other phases that were overlapping a year or so much or so forth. Shang-Chi is going to be, I think it's going to be a hit. Not only that, there hasn't been any martial arts movie, specific martial art movie that has that old time feel. And that's what from the preview, that's what you see, right? You see that you have the temples, you have that, forget about Mortal Kombat. That's based off a video game, but the whole Shang-Chi history is something that people are not familiar with, and they're gonna go to the theater. Like Ansel said, we got Iron Man, which wasn't a run like a first. What was that called again? That saying? It's not one of the first.
It's not a marathon.
Well, no,
The character
it isn't
wasn't
a top tier character.
Yeah, top tier. Thank you. It wasn't a top tier character, right? And they made it into a top tier character just by that movie, getting people reinvested in these characters. Kevin Feige, honestly, he is a genius, and bringing these movies out and bringing these shows out and making them intertwine with each other, and that's what's beautiful about it. And that's what it's going to make people see these movies, even if they're not interested. They're going to be like, "Whoa, it ended this way. Okay, let me go see this." Because, like myself, Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't know a freaking thing about them, but because I saw that it tied into the whole Infinity Saga, I was curious about it, and I went and I saw it, and and it was a hit. So definitely, it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna hurt it at all. I think it's gonna make it actually better, and people are gonna run to the theaters to see it, because, as we know now, and you're seeing all these movies coming out, they specifically say only in theaters. So it's not going to be on streaming services. It's going to be only in theaters. So Danny and myself, if we want to go see that movie, we're going to have to go to the theater to watch it.
That fucking sucks.
But I say that.
Yes, you did.
I said that as soon as they can, they're going to go right back to, because that's where the money is. I'm sorry, streaming services don't bring in the money.
Facts.
I mean,
That's true.
They did keep things at least afloat, able to bring in money to finish scenes up, to do this, to do that. But I think a lot of things were
it was a bandage solution, right? It was just to stop the bleeding a bit.
Now, I'm not going to say they won't try to push harder, because already Disney has pretty much let it be known that if it's a Disney movie, you're probably going to get an option to stream it from home at the same time that it's in the theater. I'm not sure about Marvel movies, but Disney movies like Milan and stuff like that, they're going to put right out there for, families to watch at home. Hey, Aiden O'Neill, good to see you. Thank you for showing up. 3 minutes. I'll go right now. when we were talking about this, I think I don't know whose show it was on, but we were talking about the this trailer. I think it was on your show actually, Anzo, where we talked about this sizzle reel and what was coming up, with Stan Lee on it and all that. And as it was going through all the new movies and the dates being released, that's when I started realizing. I said, that's 2 months. 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 Wait, that's 3. Then that's 3. Wait a minute. But that's still within like a year and 4 months. We're going to get a whole freaking phase. And my first thought is that we haven't done this before. So even if these movies are questionable, it's not like you have to wait 2 years for the next one where that one can die. No, what's going to happen is you're going to go to the theater. You get to watch that first one. You're like, yeah, it's all right. You go to the next one. You're like, wait a minute. I see how that kind of ties back. Go back and watch the other one. They might have come up with this way that depending on how they do this, if you let the first movie stay in for 3 months and as soon as the next one's out, they're overlapping a month, you could have a lot of return coming back to watch the movie before to see if there was anything clued into that movie. I think this is a genius move. Yes, it's out of necessity that they've done it because, like we said, there's going to be this backlog of movies, and when you get like that, what are you going to do? You can't keep pushing everything behind it back. They got movies they have planned and they've had planned, and they're going to have to try to find that way to get back to that schedule. So, it's just like if you fall behind in a building, when you're building something. You're not going to just sit there and push every other project back. You're trying to figure out how can I make this one go quicker, and then I have to start that one because I can't just not do that one. Then I'll be behind on that one, and that's where money comes in play. And it's the same thing with movies. They've got to get these out so the new ones can come out. And but I still say this is a genius move. One, because they are actually doing it that way, but two, they announced it before any of these movies hit the theater. I mean, when's Black Widow coming out? June 9th or July 9th? Yeah. So we're still 2 months away, or a month and a half away from that, and they've already announced all this. So now you're going to build up this fever for and the first thing you're going to think walking into Black Widow is, I can't wait for Black Widow. But 2 months from now, I'm going to have Shang-Chi or whatever's the next one down. I think it's Shang-Chi or the Eternals, one of the two. As a moviegoer and as an MCU fan, you're going to be jazzed going into the first movie, let alone, because you're going to know, I don't have to wait. I'm going to know how this all ends within a year. So,
right.
This is a genius move. And yeah, this is Kevin Feige written all over it. Let's keep going. 3 minutes. Talk about this really quick.
And it's like you were saying, they're going to make so much money, right? Because Black Panther was the only MCU movie that overlapped when Infinity War came out. And when Infinity War came out, Black Panther got a little bit of a boost because people went back to go see it again, right? So if that's the case, like you said, man, if they bring out, let's say, Black Widow, then they bring out Shang-Chi, but Shang-Chi has something to do with fucking Eternals, you know what I mean? They'll go watch Eternals, then go back and watch Shang-Chi again. Yeah, man, they can make crazy money right now.
What does LDG want a Phantom Zone? Who do you want Phantom Zone, LDG?
I have no idea.
I don't think anybody here. What about the?
Probably Gaiskar said something about Endgame.
Yeah, I don't know
anything about Endgame.
No.
Oh.
I mean, again, here. Well, let's do the DC MCU comparison. DC is always behind. DC could have been just like, let's get the trailer, let's get the Justice League out. Let's keep building on the DCEU. If they stayed on target and on track on one thing, they could have been doing the same thing, backlogging these movies and then saying, you know what, Wonder Woman 84, this, that. And I'm not saying Wonder Woman 84 would have been better, but you wouldn't have had as much time to sit back and think why it didn't work if it tied into other movies. You get to that point and be like, it was all right. And you start thinking about it. But by that time, you're going to start talking about the next movie and how maybe it ties in. Maybe it'll help that movie. DC falls behind because they don't come with this innovative idea. Now, yes, again, this is out of necessity. But that necessity is what? The mother of invention. and they have come up with one of the coolest things. And I wouldn't put it past them to shorten these up if this works out really well. Shorten up these times between projects. I don't know if they will, but I wouldn't put it past them. Danny Gaiskar?
Yeah, just see how they held out. They were smart.
Mhm.
They held out and kept Black Widow off the streaming service. And for sure they're gonna make more movie than, because let's admit it, 1984 would have made more movie if the theaters were open.
Yeah,
As much as it sucked, it still would have made more movie. Right? So they were huh?
It would have made more movie.
More money, sorry.
It's okay.
More moolah. Moolah.
So fucking that's what happens when you're thinking fucking different languages. And that's exactly the thing. They were patient, they waited, and they're gonna make a killing off Black Widow. So
I think so.
Hats off to them that they didn't cave into pressure or anything like that what other people were doing.
Here real quick. So Jason Lee Tucker, good to see you in the chat, Jason. Maybe Discovery Inc. will save DC. And then Sean Stackhouse, good to see you, Sean. Glad to see you in the chat. Sean Stackhouse says, and now DC will be run by the brains that gave us 90 Day Fiance. Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Good luck.
I think the deal is for like 45 billion. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for everybody in here. Please smash that like button. We're currently at 16 likes. Smash it. Tweet us out. Let everybody know we're live. I want to see this. I want to see this chat popping, and it is right now, guys. JJ Poe, Daytona Falls. I saw Aiden in there. I know we got LEG. We've got Austinator. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Everybody, thank you. All right, let's go to number 2 topic. Let's see what we get. All right, this is a simple one. Do you plan to get vaccinated? Why or why not?
Shit. That's my question. All right, I'm going to go first.
Go right ahead. I'll get the timer up. Time goes now.
All right, so I think I'm only getting vaccinated if I have to. Like I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, should I get vaccinated? Because I know they're doing our age group now. Gaiskar said he's gonna go and get his, and I understand that. But me personally, and I don't know this 100% sure, but I do think I had it, man. Like before it got announced here in Montreal, I got so sick it was not normal the way I got sick, man. And then I remember my cough stayed for like months after I got sick. So I was like, if I got it, or if somebody did get it, do they really need to get vaccinated? Because their body should have the ability to fight it off now, right? That's what the vaccination is doing. So if that's the case, then I don't think I need it. But what I'm hearing is like, you have to go, if you want to go places, you need to be vaccinated, or, if you don't want to wear your mask, you need to be vaccinated and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't want to get it. I really don't. But I mean, it is what it is. If you guys feel comfortable and you want to get it, that's fine. But Rob got his, and Danny was picking on this one. He's like, all right, let me see if I can track you and find you, right? So we don't know. I mean, like, they get that vaccine within less than a year, right? We don't know what the side effects are going to be 10 years from now, if any. I'm just thinking out the box, whatever. Maybe not. Maybe the vaccine is perfect or whatever. But I'm not a big fan of getting vaccines. Even when we had the last one, I think it was the H1N1, Gaiskar. Yeah, the H1N1 vaccine. I didn't want to get it. But then my son got it and his mother got it, and I was living with them at the time, and they were saying that if someone gets the vaccine, you could still catch it, so be careful. So I was like, all right, well, if you guys are going to get vaccinated, then I'll go do it too. And I did it at that time too. But at this point right now, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I've been careful this whole thing. I never caught it, thank God. I know Danny was careful and he caught it. So there's pros and cons to taking it and not taking it. I just think for me personally that I'll only take it if they tell me you can't get here or you can't do there without having the virus. That's the only way I'm going to take it. Other than that, I'm not doing it.
All right.
I'm not doing it.
Very good. Very good. All right, really quick. LDG has clarified. He says Gaiskar said Feige is a genius. I think we all did. So all I have to say to that is to that he is a genius.
That's where you're right.
So
he is a genius.
Hater. Yeah, that's right. I mean,
oh my gosh, does that suck?
That's what I got to say to you, that you think that. So.
LDG, you the man when it comes to the intros and stuff, bro. But when it comes to like MCU, I think you just need to fall back a bit, you know?
Absolutely.
Endgame was not trash.
We don't want to relapse.
Danny or Gaiskar, who wants to go next?
You want to go, Danny? All right, I'll go.
Okay.
I think, you know what, it's a personal choice. I respect other people's their choices for if they do and if they don't. But what I'm seeing now is that a lot of people a lot of places are requiring that you have certain liberties now if you have both doses. So I know for Florida, for example, if you get your vaccine, you can no longer have to wear your mask. That's not the case here, but here, I know at one point they're going to allow you to be more people in certain public areas if you're vaccinated, and they're going to ask you if you're vaccinated. Now, how are they going to prove this? Are you going to go around with a booklet showing you? Probably. So it's kind of crazy the times we're living in, right? If in order to get liberty, you have to get this vaccine that, it's being imposed on, right? Myself, the H1N1, I did not get it because I caught a serious strain type of flu when that came out. Just like Gonzo, I was also really sick from right after the end of the holidays, the Christmas holidays, all the way to like end of February almost. And by the time I went to the doctor, they told me I was at the end of a pneumonia. So was it that? I think it was, but I'm still going to get it because like someone said in the chat, right? Those antibodies are only around for a certain amount of time when you have it. It doesn't last forever. So this vaccine is type of RNA vaccine, which is supposed to code your DNA, and it's also used for cancer treatments as well. But it's everybody's opinion, right? Choice as well. And I know my daughter is allowed, the one that couldn't get the H1N1 because of her high allergies. She's actually allowed to take this one. So I said before, if my daughter can't take it, I'm not taking it. Now she can take it, so I'm pretty much going to take it. And we lost the host, probably because he didn't take it. Or did he take it? I think he did take it. Hey, Chris did take it. Chris had it. Chris, he had his vaccine.
I think so. Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, I think he took it. So it's a matter of choice. How much time I got?
So go. All
right. So definitely for me, I am going to take it because I just want to be at liberty to go wherever the hell I want to go. And to United States, I know it's going to be a requirement if you want to cross the border that you show that you have taken the vaccine. And I have family in Florida, and I have family in New York State that I miss dearly. So I would love to be able to go see them. So I'm probably going to end up getting it for that reason.
All right. 2 questions, 2 things I want to answer to Sean. Person who hasn't. Yeah, go ahead.
Go. No, go ahead.
A person who has been infected has the antibodies for a limited time. No, that's not true. Once you're infected, your body learns how to fight it off. Anytime you catch it, your body will learn how to fight it off. Second one was actually the vaccine has been in work for decades. No way the vaccine could have been in work for decades because the virus wasn't around for decades.
Well, all right, first off, to the decades, the coronavirus has been around for a long time.
Absolutely.
So they did have
the coronavirus is the common cold.
Yeah, they did have
common cold.
Yeah, exactly. So they had a roadmap of sorts.
Yes.
Second off, they claim, and now it will take time to find out. They claim that the vaccine gives you antibodies longer than actually having if you've had COVID. Now, I don't think there's enough time that's passed yet to know that for sure. So I think that we're going off of a multitude of input on that, and we're still at the point where we're still guessing on a lot of different things right now. But and really quick, Gaiskar, I just wanted to say every word you just said right there, I totally agree with, even though I was kicked out in the middle of it.
All right.
I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Danny.
Go ahead and go first. I'm gonna get out.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Yeah, Daytona. No, I wasn't going. I already got it. Got both doses. My day of full vaccination after the 2 weeks was yesterday. So I was fully vaccinated yesterday. We have dropped the mask requirement at my work if you're fully vaccinated. Funny thing is they're not checking that. So it's an honor society type thing, which whatever. But I'm at the point now where I figure I'm going to be doing this more often. I don't, knock on wood, I don't get sick really. I don't go to the doctor a lot. But if a vaccine keeps me from having to do that, fine. And I didn't have any issues with it. I was fine. Memes of Destruction, good to see you. Thank you for being in here.
What's up, brother?
But I'm with everybody else. I'm not going to sit here and look down on you if you don't get it. That's a personal choice. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not against the anti-vaxxers. Whatever your reason is, you know what? I'm not going to get involved in your business. You believe what you want to believe. I chose to get it. I know lots of people don't believe the science. Don't believe the science. Fine. You believe who you're going to believe. But I always look at it as I feel like I'm safer in this, getting it done. There's a lot of bad publicity from the past on vaccines and other things, and there's a lot of information out there on vaccines. But I know personally from people I know that there are some people who can't get vaccinated. Most vaccinations that start with an egg of a chicken, an embryo of a chicken, people who have an allergy to things like that can have severe bad reactions to those vaccines, so they can't have the vaccine. So the idea here is that there should be enough people, 70% or more, that should be willing to get it to make sure that everybody's fine. And if we do that, we look at what happens. The whole idea is to get out and be able to do stuff without having those restrictions. Now, to the passport idea, I say no. Now, that doesn't mean that if you go onto a plane, they're not going to ask you. They have a right to ask you. You have a right not to tell them, but they also then have a right to not let you on. So are you going to? I don't think our government in the United States is going to make you have a vaccine passport. I just don't see that. I don't know how Canada will handle it. Now, I could almost imagine that Canada could also say, if you can't prove vaccination, they're not going to let you up there. Because as far as I know, the borders are still closed. So that's my point. Is
they're planning on opening the borders up. I think it was next month, Gaiskar.
Yeah, well, like exactly that. for everybody. But the thing is that right now, I have a colleague who has a house in Vermont, and they actually got vaccinated. Well, his wife actually got vaccinated in Vermont because over here we're the only place where they wait 3 months to give you the second dose. So she went across the border, and when she got to the border to get in the United States, she had to have an appointment from the pharmacy in Vermont that she was getting her vaccine, or else they weren't going to let her through, even though she has an address in the States. So they're sticklers at the border for that. And I understand why, right? Because listen, these are the times we live in right now, man. So, and I know
Go ahead. Go.
And I know that if you're coming from United States or by air, you have to get a test before you come to Canada. That has to be negative. Then they test you. They test you again in the airport, and then you have to go in quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yep. And
even if it's positive.
And
I'm negative. I mean,
and you got to pay this out of your own pocket.
Yep.
Oh, that's only if you don't get
vacation.
Yeah, but that's only Anzo, that's only if you don't get the test done before coming. If you don't get the test and you arrive at the airport, there you have to pay for it. But if you come with the test already negative, the test is negative, they're going to test you again in the airport. They let you go home, but you have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
All right. First
So
off,
sorry.
No,
What was the thing with the hotel thing where you had to come in?
That exactly. That was for people that were coming into the country,
right?
without testing themselves before coming.
Yeah.
All right. First off, Job Shot, thank you very much for being here. Memes, okay. Memes says, I'm not a doctor, but from my understanding, vaccine was a derivative of a California and Maryland lab, I guess. Yeah. After 24 hours of obtaining a sample, standard antibodies are like 6 to 12 months, aka yearly flu. Yes, but this is not your standard. This was not your standard vaccine. Those vaccines that are 6 to 12 months are, again, embryo based. This was actually for lack of a better word, a test tube vaccine. So this is completely different. This is basically what medicine is going to go to. It's genetically engineered from what they know, and it's quicker, and they say more accurate. Now, time will tell.
And the reason why there's the yearly flu is because the flu is a different strain every time you get it. That's why they can't cure it. So every time you catch a flu, it's a different strain than from the one you had previously. And
even though there's different strains of this, they say that they're relatively the core strain is saying that this thing, again, because it's it's like a genetic roadmap of this particular virus. They're able to make it so it's generically better overall. That's what, and I really believe that eventually they'll go to the flu vaccine like this. One, they won't have to be going all year long. It'll be easier and cheaper on the companies. And two, if it does a wider variety of flu, they'll get better. But we'll see. That's all new. This is all new. We're dealing with new stuff. We don't know yet. It's a year from now. Let's talk about it. Danny, 3 minutes. Here you go.
So I understand if I come to Canada, I got to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Oh, by the time you're going to come, that might not be the deal anymore.
If that's the case, I won't be coming.
No, by that time, everything
then,
will be done. Yeah.
By next year, you won't, because you'll already have your vaccine, or you already have a proof that you got the vaccine. Did you or not yet?
I did not get it, and I don't want to get it. And I think it's bullcrap. I gotta be forced to get it to go somewhere else if I can prove that I am negative. But I guess that's just the bridge I'm going to have to cross, decide whether or not. I'm kind of very passionate like that. Like some of these people are passionate about their guns, want to be able to own 2,000 guns. I don't see why I should have to take something because I don't want to. But I probably will have to be forced to take it because I plan on traveling. I want to travel. So, right now, today, I'm not going to take it. Next year, this time, depending on my health, the results, how bad I want to go somewhere, will probably be a deciding factor whether or not I choose to go so. But I don't like the fact that they got these vaccine passports, and you can't do this, you can't do that. Really don't like that. If I can produce, or if anyone can produce a viable or realistic test result that, look, I was tested 2 days ago, and the hospital is reputable. It's not some kind of scam, and you can do that. I mean, go to extra mile, get some kind of card. If they want a damn video conference, the doctor at the hospital, anything like that. But to be forced to take something, I'm not cool with that. So, if you decide you want to take it, that's up to you. I don't feel safe at this particular point in time taking it. As time passes and I see the long-lasting results of or the side effects this may or may not have, and that may make me feel more comfortable. But right now, at this particular point, I'm not comfortable taking it, and I'm not going to take it.
Right.
I'm with you on that one, Donnie.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's all I got.
All right, 3 minutes for all of us. First off, though, I want to say this. I mean, do we understand? I mean, actually, I'll pause it and we'll talk because this is like posing a question within this question. do we understand? Like in America, you guys might be, and Danny and I, this is for us, but also up in Canada, and I think maybe they might get away with a little more up there than they would here. I don't know that for sure. But do we understand that if we do want to travel, that you go to Southwest Airlines, Delta, United, whatever, you get into that plane, they could personally, as a company, ask for proof of vaccine. And they can't be told no, because you don't have to produce it. They can't force you to produce it. But just like any company in the United States, and I assume for the most part it's like this up in Canada, it's the whole I can refuse service for whatever reason as long as it is not biased to your gender, religion. There's certain things. But just because I ask you for a vaccine card or I ask you to prove vaccine doesn't mean that I'm forcing you to do it. But if you say no, I can turn you away because I want to make sure the health and safety of the rest of these passengers is okay. And then that goes, don't think over in Europe and over in South America and Africa that these borders and these places where you have to go with passport, don't think for a minute that they're not going to do that, because they will. The United States might not. But do we understand that? So let's talk about both of these. Go ahead.
We do. And me personally, I'm not a traveler. So for me, it doesn't really matter. My ass will never be going to Africa. My ass will never be going to Europe. I'll be never getting on a plane. So it doesn't matter to me. I'll go on a cruise. You know what I mean? As long as it's a cruise in Canada, I'm fine. As long as I...
You mean you won't cross the Atlantic?
I don't know if they do boats like that. Yes, I'd like to go on a cruise. I'd like you to go out, stay in Canadian waters, turn around about 3 days, and then come back.
I was one of these people. As long as I see the shore, I'm good.
Facts, because I could swim to that motherfucker. Hey, man, I was at Kemp Pool every day as a kid. I learned to swim for a reason. So if I see the shore and I know that, I'm swimming to that motherfucker. That's for sure.
That's good. That's good. I understand. But I mean, now is that? Let's ask that: is it right that countries and stuff are going to do that? I guarantee you that's going to happen.
I think so too.
Well, that's what's happening now with certain countries, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I mean,
especially a lot of these.
I don't know about the countries, but that's going to open up potential lawsuit. Because how about if I got to get on that plane because it's a life or death situation? My daughter or whatever, blah, 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 and I ain't able to get there. They potentially are opening themselves up for lawsuits. We're in a society now where they'll sue you if you sneeze too hard.
There are other modes of transportation, and that's exactly what they'll tell you.
If I find out today that my son is getting a critical accident and I got to get there in hours, I can't drive to California.
What they can tell you by law is that, well, I guess you should be vaccinated, then you could take this form. And here's the thing also, Danny, remember this, and I'm not telling you that that's right.
Yes, my black ass. Fuck you, I see you.
Okay, all right, yeah, but listen, Danny, here's the other thing. If they're going to do that, things like businesses, especially in the United States, are not going to wait until the last second. They're going to give you plenty of time for the most part. Yes, this could, which your scenario could happen tomorrow. I understand that. And right now, they're not saying that. But if they do it, they're going to say in 2 months' time, if you're not vaccinated, we're not going to let you on these planes without showing proof. They're not going to do it like come out today on a press conference and say, tomorrow, if you're not vaccinated, you no longer ride Delta Airlines. They're not going to do that. So we're talking, they're going to have to give time. Think about the real ID, Danny. They have real IDs now that you have to have.
I hear all that. They're still gonna leave themselves some kind of safety valve, because if they don't, and the important person get on that plane or is denied access to that plane, and something catastrophic or something terrible happens, they're gonna have a damn handful to deal with. That's how laws and shit get changed. You don't get changed by a little regular person like you and I. You get changed.
But that's not a law. That is a business decision.
Okay. And if they have the right to do that, which they do, because they'll tell you they have the right to turn away someone for any reason. There's nothing anybody can do for that.
Yeah, right now, I mean, even before this pandemic hit, I worked at the airport. I have seen people get turned away because they looked like they were death. And they didn't want that person on the plane because they weren't sure why they looked like that. And all they'll say is, I'm sorry, your appearance gives us the idea that you might be contagious of something. It's not discrimination. It is safety that they're going to fall back on. And no judge is going to say that's against it. This is where that's the thing. The United States has this built-in thing for businesses that they can refuse for any reason.
Yeah.
Within the Constitution of laws. And I don't foresee anything like that ever being the case. They're just going to say you either go a different way or, you know what? There's a private jet. They're not Delta Airlines.
I'm just saying, the right person with the right clout, with the right money, with the right connection, get denied something, shit changes. I see it every day.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, it's who you know, right?
Oops. I don't even know where I'm at with all this stuff now. Jesus. All right, hold on. Let me find my wheel because I love this when my whole thing went down. Let's see here.
It happens.
See,
This
is what happens. You get a fire ass intro and you fuck up the rest of the show.
Well, you know what? I apologize for the fact that my computer decided to be that
No, just don't do it again.
stupid. Yeah, sure.
Says the one that doesn't stream a lot.
You know?
Let's make sure that this one came off. I think it did.
God damn it, man.
I believe
Go
it
away.
did. So.
Time is money.
Time is money. Well, you know what? Here you go. Here's your time right here, man. Actually, you know what? Shit.
Ego check.
Let's start over, shall we?
Okay, so they're back to the rule of three, I see. All right, let's see what the last topic's going to be tonight. Can you still hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, this is going to bring some interesting people in. Oh, boy. Here we go. The New York State District Attorney's Office has announced that it is no longer just seeking civil charges against former President Donald Trump, but are actively seeking possible criminal charges for the using tactics to severely change the appearance of his income on his taxes. Do you think that this will result in some sort of jail time for the former president?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a fire question there, boy.
Ooh. Now. I'll go.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a lit. All right, here we go. All right, who wants to go first? Gaiskar? 3 minutes. Danny?
What, Danny, you want to go?
It don't matter. If you want to, I can. It don't matter.
Go ahead, Danny. Go ahead.
Danny, 3 minutes. Go.
Okay. If the former president wasn't such a jackass in some of his statements and some of his beliefs and some of his directives, I might feel a little bit sympathetic towards him, but he was the one that want to throw the book at people and do this and call people names and do all kinds of stuff. So now he's getting a dose of his own medicine. If he's found that he tampered his income or his taxes, then he should be held to the same standard that he wanted to hold everybody else. He wanted to throw a man in his career because he felt the need to kneel down at the national anthem. Not breaking any laws, but he decided instead of standing, I want to kneel down. Didn't break one single law, but he ended that man's career and almost dared the NFL to even look at him and do anything else. Now he's doing something, being accused of something that is actually breaking the law, and I guess he wants to break. I think that's kind of ironic. So I have zero sympathy for the former president. If he's doing something he had no business and it's illegal, then he should get charged to the full extent of the law. He should, whatever time it is, whatever fine it is, he needs to pay it. So that's how I feel about that.
All right. Gaiskar, 3 minutes.
Yep.
Go.
I don't know if I can fill up for 3 minutes, but I sure will try. Danny said right on, right? He was quick when he was president. You know what? He was misunderstood because he wasn't the most articulate, smart, articulate person ever. So he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And listen, it is what it is. What happened? He's on the golf course now. Will he do jail time? I don't think he will, because I think during his presidency he has made enough connections to have a good get out of jail card. So he'll get a slap on the wrist, pay a fine, and that will probably be it. That's what I think will happen, because I don't think there's ever been a president or ex-president that's ever gone to jail. Or correct me if I'm wrong, that I know of. So
in recent times, definitely not in history. I'd have to go back and look. I know, I don't know that for sure. But
do I feel bad for him? Absolutely not. Do I even care? Absolutely not. But this is like when we were going through the whole election thing and when the streams that we spoke about, this election actually showed that it split the country. So there's people with strong views on both sides. So is justice justice? Is there going to be justice? I don't think so. Like I said, his monies are way too deep and his reach on people is very large. So let's see what happens. I'll make for some good reality TV. I tell you that.
All right. Anzo, 3 minutes. Go.
All right, so I'm going to say this first off, and I'm going to repeat what Gaiskar said. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. At the end of the day, Donald Trump is a billionaire. So let's not act like this is the first time he fucked with his taxes. You know what I mean? He just got to go buy a plane and write it off as taxes, and he doesn't pay shit. So I'm pretty sure his books are on point. Yeah, they're going to try and impeach him or whatever and bring him up on criminal charges. I don't think he'll get. I don't think anything will happen to him at this point. They're just trying to, and I like to say this a lot, especially when it comes to like movies. They're just trying to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. The civil charges didn't work. You know what I mean? With all the storming the Capitol stuff, they tried that didn't work. Impeachment didn't work, right? So at the end of the day, he's been quiet. Haven't heard shit from him since this shit happened. So let him do what he had to do. He lost his. Oh, really? Okay. Well,
I mean, he's been definitely a lot more quiet than he was. I mean, I'll say that. But then again, take Facebook and Twitter, take all of his outlets. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, because I haven't really heard much from him. But then again, I stopped following it. Right? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really mean much anymore. But like I said, man, they just want to make a scapegoat. You know what I mean? This is what they're doing. It's like, yeah, Donald Trump was the problem to all the shit that happened. And he was a lot of it. He enhanced it, but he wasn't the problem, because the problem was always there before Donald Trump was there. You know what I mean? Racism and all the stuff was always there, but he just was like, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? He instigated it. I'll put that as the instigator. He brought it out to the forefront because a lot of people became a lot more comfortable with their racism when he became president. And I'm sorry, but that's a fact. You know what I mean? Like, just so much things were happening. It's like, holy fuck, you're trying to fucking call the cops on some little girl selling fucking lemonade out on the street. You know what I mean? So he made it people feel more comfortable with doing the actions that they did. But criminal charges, if he's wrong, then put his ass in jail and do what you have to do. But at the end of the day, I'm like Gaiskar said, I don't think anything's going to happen. Even if he did get found guilty, like I said, he'd pay a fine and that would be it. Because we all know that the law works totally different when people have money. It just does. It works totally different. You know what I mean? You got people that have had money, and when they go to jail, they're living in a fucking like they got penthouse. Catered food, yeah, like a penthouse. You know what I mean? Only thing is they can't fucking leave. So we'll see.
All right.
Ooh, this is
the difference here. The difference here is that It's not a federal court. This is New York. This is where all of his, like 90% of his business dealings have been. New Jersey never wants him back because he literally destroyed Atlantic City. Now, was he the only one? No, let's just be honest. It was a lot of things, but he played the game there with the laws so well that it literally crippled that town because he left, I think, 2 or 3 casinos in tatters. I think they're still boarded up to this day. New York, though, has gone after 3 other people much like him and put them all behind bars or literally bankrupted them because of their business dealings. A fine comes from a civil or some sort of an infraction that is only considered something that can be fined. That's what they were pursuing for about the past year and a half, 2, 3 years, whatever it is. They've been going after his taxes for a long time. They just recently got him. And they got him like a couple months ago. And now already they're saying that after going through them and looking at this, they want to pursue it for criminal charges. I don't think a district attorney stakes his life against a former president if he doesn't think he has a home run. So here's the thing. If he does, if he or she, I don't even know who the damn person is, if they have it and they charge him, I think this person, this district attorney, is going to go for whatever they can. And remember, money. It's all about money. You can get away with anything when you want to. That's what the mob thought for years. And then they got Al Capone on tax evasion.
Yeah.
They got almost every major boss of a mafia family, a mafioso family in the United States has not gone away for murder, has not gone away for some other crime. They've gone away for tax evasion. It's the easiest thing these people get caught on. And I don't think Donald Trump associates himself with the right people who can hide this. Plus, everybody that was in his circle that helped him hide this for years, he has literally alienated or pushed away or thrown under the bus. If anybody comes to his defense on this, I would be surprised. I think the New York district attorney smells blood, and I think they're going to go after it. Now, the question really comes down to in my opinion, to how long will he really see? And will it be anything that we would consider time? I don't think he'll ever get put into a prison where, it's going to bother him per se. And, and again, money will tell. Just because he gets charged does not mean we're going to see a lot come out of it. Even if he gets convicted, it doesn't mean we're going to see a lot of it. We've all said pretty much everything. Do we want 3 minutes on this to talk about this more, or do you want to take another topic really quick?
Well, I'm just going to quickly say
we could talk about it.
District Vance Jr. is the district attorney.
Okay. Comment, Danny?
I'm pretty much agreeing with what most of y'all say. I really don't care about it. I just think the saying turnabout is fair play. He literally ruined a man's career, or had his hand in ruining a man's career who did nothing illegal. Now it's just funny to me that he's doing something illegal and now he wants some kind of understanding or some kind of reprieve because he was a former president. I just think that's funny as hell to me.
And I'm going to say this, Daytona Falls, if you're a Trump supporter, that's fine, no problem. But you said that leftists became more comfortable with racism and just blame Trump? No, I'm sorry. When you have your president on air talking about people from shithole countries, and then you have a lot of fucking Confederates that back your campaign and all types of shit like that, yeah, you're aiding to it, man. You're aiding to it.
The president should not have any hate group openly support him, and he had it.
Mm-hmm.
That right there's a problem in itself.
I agree, 100%. 100%. You're muted, Chris.
I don't disagree per se on that, but I will say that there have been candidates in the past who don't identify with racist groups that have had racist groups back them, whether or not blatantly in the spotlight or just those people associated with those hate groups. Like, for instance, the KKK is the best one. The KKK have backed plenty of candidates in the past with or without that candidate's consent. So I think we do have to think, did he ask for it? Maybe not.
Well,
but did he condone it or say, I don't need you? No, he didn't do that either. So there is this, there's that side of it. I want to be transparent on that.
And I completely understand that, but like there's stuff where he was actually affiliated with, what's the guy's name, the Dukes guy or whatever from the KKK. Trump's had literal affiliations with him, right? And then let's not forget that Trump and his father have went to court because they did not allow black people to rent their buildings. Like, it's documented. So
it's a serious double standard, because let's just say hypothetically Obama was seen with somebody from the Nation of Islam, and actively seeing Farrakhan, somebody who's been labeled to be not a hate group, but someone that hates white people. Associate himself with that, it would be a field day every day.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
With that said, guys, that's 3 topics. I know you guys have your show to get to. But let's.
These were some fire topics today, though.
Yeah, finished up early.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, if you want to go for one more, we can do one more. I don't know. It's up to you guys. You guys are the ones that.
I'm cool with it.
You know what? We'll do one more, but we'll all talk about it together. If that's okay.
Fine. Yeah. Yeah. No problem. That's a good idea. All right. So let's do this. Let's bring it up. Let's do one more. You're right, Daytona. You're right.
Facts.
I thought I was gonna fall on the soccer one.
I would have
a hard question, though.
I would have been like, nah, I gotta go.
That wasn't the.
Then it'd be like, I gotta go.
It's actually a very generic question. How he put it. It's a generic question. I didn't mind it. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, the guy who doesn't do sports is helping. He did do a sports question.
Yeah, it's just he did it on a sport that the brothers don't watch.
Oh, you see how you are. All right. The Book of Boba Fett is slated to come out this December. Do you think that if Mace Windu is alive, it would be awesome for him to make an appearance on the show? Now, I don't want to make you.
Who did that one?
I don't want to call out anybody, Danny, for this question, but
okay.
We know there's one guy that's got a hard on.
Let me defend myself. Everybody knows that I am a Mace Windu fan. I am not ashamed of that. I ain't trying to hide that. But this question really is a legitimate question because, as we know, Mace killed his daddy. So, if he was to see Mace, don't you think that would make a pretty interesting series?
I do. Now, I will say this. I don't disagree with him needing to come in someplace. I'm just not sure if we need to bring him in after the original trilogy. If they're going to bring him into the Book of Boba, they need to fit him in somewhere before.
You know what? I would prefer
the original trilogy.
I'm going to go with Danny. I prefer them do it after. Because if they do it before, then you have to explain where the fuck he was during this whole time, unless they kill him off. Right?
Well, well, you see, right now, though, you're in the Clone Wars. The Bad Batch happens right after Order 66. That's right when he was thrown out. If you bring him in the Bad Batch, you don't have to explain anything. He'll explain it to you right there.
No. In the Bad Batch, yes. But now you have to explain where he was during the original trilogy, right? Unless you kill him off. If you kill him off, then fine. But if you don't kill him off, then you have to explain where he was during the... Where was Mace Windu when all this stuff was going down with Darth Vader and Luke and all of that?
Right.
Well, but maybe you're able to build that into the Bad Batch too. Maybe he'll do
about no Bad Batch. I'm talking about Boba. I don't give a shit about.
I know. No, what I'm saying is if you establish him being alive early, which I think they should do, you can come up with a multitude of reasons why he's going to disappear. If you bring it in before the original trilogy, you can build in the reason in that space just as much as you can make it why is he alive.
So let me ask you this,
build
Chris.
it in. Yep.
Do you trust Disney enough to do that properly?
No, I don't trust them to do it properly I don't trust them to do it properly in Boba Fett. I don't trust. Listen, the best thing they did was bring Luke back at the end of The Mandalorian, and then what they do, they turned right around and just tore apart everything they did with that. So why do I think they are able to do this?
How did they tear it apart? What did I miss?
Well, the whole Corano thing, right?
They threw out Corano. If she comes back, okay, we'll talk about that after the fact. Right now, as it stands, all the momentum they put towards that, what are they going to do with it now?
I'm sorry, but to me, like everybody's complaining about Gina Carano getting fired, but Boba Fett would have, or Mandalorian could have survived without her. I don't think she was one of those things that was, oh my God, she's not going to be in it.
No, but you've announced. Yeah, it's the politics. You've announced other
I know, but
projects. I mean, I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm saying me personally, I could care less about the politics.
Same here. I don't know.
I just don't know. You still have to explain where he was during the original trilogy if you bring him in afterwards. Because where was he during this whole time?
He was hiding. That's all.
He was hiding in the original trilogy. If you show him before, I mean, the answer's the same.
He went back into hiding. It's like,
why not?
What I mean? Nah,
why not?
I don't know. I just think they should bring him in. I'm more with them doing it after.
The same way that Yoda hide on Dagobah or whatever, and Obi-Wan hid on the damn Tatooine.
Simple fix. Simple fix.
Why is it so incredible that he couldn't hide somewhere? Went back to his home planet or something.
No, that's exactly right.
Disney can fix this. Just make another edit of Star Wars, the original trilogy. Just keep adding into it. Fuck it. Let's put him in the original trilogy. Why not?
They don't have to do that.
But he said, I'm saying, I don't think that's the big deal. Jason Lee Tucker does bring up a good point here, though. Bring him back for Danny. That's what matters.
Oh, that's a yes man right there. Oh yeah,
right here. Memes. I am pro Mace.
Oh,
me too.
It's good for defense. It's good for defense. It gets in the eyes. It can cause a lot of problems. Oh wait, no, Mace went. Gotcha. Okay.
I got his application.
I'm not gonna lie. I like fucking Mace Windu too. I do, and I would be happy if they brought him back. And I think what Danny says, it kind of makes more. And I don't like Danny's ideas for movies when he comes up with stuff, and he's like, yeah, maybe you could do this and that. I don't agree with them. I'm like, that kind of sounds trash. But I do agree with him that if you bring him back, you bring him back in the Boba Fett series because of the history he has with his father. That could be more compelling, right?
It would be very compelling, and I don't disagree with that. You're absolutely right. I am just saying that I would like to see some hint of him. You don't even have to show him. You could have in the Bad Batch them end up in certain places where they catch, like they come up to, like, let's say some sort of an abode, like a freaking campsite of some sort, and it leads you to believe that somebody like Mace would have been there. Maybe
they don't even have to show him. They just have to.
No, that's what I said. Him. That's what I'm saying. Is it's something that gives us that. I mean, again. It has been confirmed by George Lucas, I think, that he survived.
That's correct.
They have not done anything with it yet. Now that means, does Disney carry that in? Because Disney says anything in the movies is canon, and if all we saw was Mace Windu like thrown out in the movies, but George Lucas has said that he's in and he's alive still, does Disney keep that in play? If they're smart, yes, he was a great character.
Absolutely.
But is Disney smart?
That's the question. The
jury is still out.
God. All
right, guys. We're going to call that a wrap. Another great end to this week's shows. Let's go around the panel. We'll start with Danny. Danny, tell everybody about yourself one last time, please. Danny?
I am Danny AK Comment Chat. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We
Yes.
can hear you.
Danny at Chaotic Conversation. My show's Chaotic Conversation comes on Mondays night. 6 questions, 10 minutes each. Try to come with questions that spark good conversation. Tonight questions were definitely on point and fire. Enjoy them all. And I look forward to, I think the next show we'll be doing is Sunday night on JJ's channel. Not looking forward to that, but maybe Bad Batch. Maybe this next episode will be better. But as always, it's good getting together with y'all. Had a good time.
All right.
10-4.
And now let's go over to Mr. Gaiskar. Gaiskar, tell everybody about yourself.
Well, pretty much what I said at the beginning of the chat, everything that Danny just said, everything that Chris is going to say, and Oz is going to say after me, that's where you can find me. So short and sweet.
Anzo, go ahead and tell everybody one more time about you.
First, I want to say, LDG, fire ass intros. I can't say it enough. Thank you. But I want you to know that intro that we did yesterday for the Khaos list wasn't my final intro. So you still got one more to do. But other than that, man, you guys know where to find me, Biggaford Entertainment. Make sure you come over and check out. We're doing the OOC. We're going to start that up in about 15 minutes. Chris, great show today, man. Fire questions.
Awesome. I appreciate that very much, guys.
There's no show tonight. Thank you, Lord.
You know what?
I just remember there's no strong lines tonight. Thank you, Lord. I got a mount of fucking paperwork.
Oh, we might
geez.
have a few topics that might have you coming on, Danny. You never know.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, thank you for watching the awesomely titled but awfully hosted The Rule of Three. I am Chris Knight, your host, as Ford mentioned. I have a channel called The Real Review 3000. You can find me over there doing gaming streams. You can find me doing The Gospel According to Chris. You can find me doing the Rumble, weekly wrap-up, movie reviews, movie reactions, movie reviews, all of that stuff, and a ton more, guys. Do just about everything. It's ADHD for YouTube, as I like to say. And here we are on Chaos Central channel. Please do me a favor. If you look down below and you see a red box that says subscribe, I don't want to see it red anymore. Click that button. Subscribe. Smash that like button down there. Share us out. Go follow us on Twitter at Central Chaos. And then we're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. You can find us everywhere. We're going to have our website back up and running here before much longer. And we're going to start pushing things through there. If you would like to be a part of this, if you would like to write for the website, if you might like to be on a show or come on one of our channels, guys, all of our DMs are open on Twitter. Mine's at ChrisKnight5150. Anzo, what is yours? Let me on the
Biggaford2 at hotmail.com.
Okay. Well, no, your Twitter. What's your Twitter?
Oh, at Onzo Hodges.
Okay, at Onzo Hodges. Gaiskar is at Basco Scenario. Danny is at Comic Chats with an S 2. So all that information is down below. You can find it there. We are all receptive to suggestions, topic. Submit a topic, guys. Let us know. We want the community to be a part of this. We want you to feel like you have a say in these shows and have a reason to come and watch us. With that said, I appreciate all of you guys being here, all the people in the chat, all you wonderful people, of course, Anzo, Gaiskar, and Danny. Thank you so very much. And I think that puts us out of here.
Peace.
Peace.